Hound dogs are some of the most popular pups to own in America. According to the AKC, Beagle Hounds are one of the best recognized hound breeds and the sixth most popular breed in America. In addition to being excellent hunting dog breeds, these charismatic dogs are well known for having plenty of energy and fantastic family dog personalities. In this video, we'll go over what you need to know about hounds before adopting, from hunting hound history to hound breed characteristics. History of hounds in North Africa around 10,000 BC, nomadic people lived in a savanna teeming with giant buffalo and other bovines that were later domesticated into the various cattle breeds we know today. These early people used their hounds for hunting and killing the bovine that roamed within these wild herds. Wild animals that existed then no longer exist in the now desert areas. To the dog's advantage, man had weapons to kill his prey, but the dog assisted as it could not only run faster than man, it also had a more acute sense of smell and could find the prey easier. When the kill was made, man was selective in choosing which portions of that prey to eat. Bones and certain viscera of this prey that were discarded became food for the dog. So, the first non-nomadic people who settled in communities brought about the first domestication of dogs from which hunting dogs evolved. These dogs also kept these early settlements clean of human excreta and other types of waste. Humans were vulnerable to predators like wolves and other wild animals which the presence of tame dogs could chase away or warn by barking. Early hounds of the southern Mediterranean around 5000 BC, a distinct type of hunting dog existed as a sacred animal protecting villages in the southern Mediterranean. It appeared to be an early type of gazehound or sighthound. Often also called a greyhound, used for hunting antelope that invaded the forests that were to become the Sahara Desert. Despite the name by which it is often called, it was quite different to the modern greyhound. Some images depict this dog with pricked ears, somewhat like the pharaoh hound of today. Others depict it with dropped ears, looking more like a smooth-coated saluki. Whatever one chooses to call it, this long-legged sleek gazehound gives us a distinct type of dog. These first purpose-bred hunting dogs, descended from the original peat dogs of Europe, the livestock guardian dogs of Eurasia, combined with the sleek gazehounds of the Mediterranean. They were selectively crossed and back-crossed again until, by the 14th century, the sport of hunting had developed among the nobility and those of influence. The dog became respected in its own right, with two distinct types of hunting dogs, scenthounds and sighthounds, emerging, many named after the prey which the hunted. For example, the deerhound hunted deer, the staghound hunted male deer, the wolfhound hunted wolves, and the boarhound is an ancient European breed which used to hunt wild boar. These dogs were prized and respected, with some favorites even being allowed to share their master's couches. The sport of hunting had entrenched the dog-man relationship and proved that dogs could be purpose-bred. Through the sport of hunting, this respect for the dog could be summed up by this piece of advice from the French huntsman of Soabe, whose early manual on stag hunting, written around 1450 AD, the states is from Fernand Marie, The Life, History and Magic of the Dog, Pub 1970, Madison Square Press, English translation, New York, Chapter 3, page 53, quote, "If you want to become a master, it is necessary to hunt stag with a bloodhound for a long time, and you will see that it will teach you many things." End quote. The hunting dog, 1570 AD. In 1570, Dr. Johannes Caius wrote in Latin the first classification of hunting dogs. Quote, "I call them English dogs, but it also includes Scottish. But we Englishmen are more inclined and delighted with the noble game of hunting. We are addicted to this exercise, which includes obtaining the plentiful flesh which our parks and forests do foster, and also for the opportunity and convenient leisure which we obtain, both of which the Scots want." End quote. Wherefore, seeing that the whole estate of kindly hunting consists principally of these 2 points, 1, in chasing the beast, as in hunting; 2, in taking the bird, as in fowling, it is necessary to understand that there are 2 sorts of dogs, by whose means these above specified practices of activity are cunningly and curiously carried out. So, there are 2 kinds of dogs: one which arouses the beast, and continues the chase; 2, the other which springs the bird, and points to where it flies. The hunting dogs had these qualities: 1, perfect smelling; 2, quick spying; 3, swiftness and quickness; 4, Smelling and nimbleness scent hounds. For finding scent hounds were often called leash hounds because they were usually hunted on a leash. The first breed that was created for this specialized hunting by the nobility was the St. Hubert hound, so called because it was developed by the French monks of the Abbey of St. Hubert in the Ardennes around 1100 AD, so it was named after its patron, who was a celebrated huntsman. This was also one of the first breeds to be described with a distinctive physical appearance, which was as this large dog easily reached over 2 feet at the shoulder. It was at the same time powerful and fast, with an excellent nose and eager to hunt all animals. Its dark coat, its fine dense hair, its wide pendulous ears, its head marked with furrows and folds of skin all gave it a distinctive appearance, which is from Fernand Marie. The Life, History and Magic of the Dog, Pub 1970, Madison Square Press, English translation, New York, Chapter 3, page 47. Scent hounds were greatly prized by huntsmen of the nobility who wished to hunt stag and wild boar for hours, the most obvious direct descendant of the St. Hubert hound being the bloodhound. Later, his amazing finding or scenting abilities had a great impact on the selective development of many other breeds. Smaller scent hounds. The generic name of smaller scent hounds mentioned in the first English stud book called harriers, historically used to hunt hare. Those breeds with shorter legs developed so people could also hunt with them more easily by foot, without the need for a horse. These include the Basset family, their name derived from the French word basse or bas, meaning low. Those breeds which followed their prey beneath the ground and were called terriers from the Latin word terra, meaning earth. Sighthounds. For coursing. The famous Greek philosopher Aristotle from 384 to 322 BC stated that if you cross the sleek hound of southern Mediterranean with the broad-mouthed mountain dog of Eurasia, you will procure pups which have the grace of the hound and the courage of the mountain dog. As millennia slipped by, Aristotle's advice became reality, with the sport of hunting becoming popular with the European nobility. These people's wealth and passion influenced the selective breeding for distinct specialized hunting types of dogs. Coursing develops as a sport. Louis IX from 1214 to 1270 AD introduced gazehounds into Europe after he had hunted with them in the Holy Land. These were then known as sighthounds. As more millennia rolled by, the nobility enjoyed observing the speed of their dogs when chasing hare. This coursing arguably founded the first canine sports. Packs of different types of hounds became popular throughout Europe, but especially in France. By the 14th century, hunting, especially with greyhounds, had become respected amongst the European gentry. These hunts often went on for days. The Livre de Salle, a manual written by the great hunter of Ingolstadt in Bavaria in 1418, gives a complete list of convents, abbeys or religious domiciles, which is between specified dates, were under obligation to receive and meet all expenses of entertainment and food. Typically the duke's hunt would consist of 3 huntsmen of the nobility, 10 groomsmen and or servants, 5 horses and 45 dogs, which is from Fernand Marie. The Life, History and Magic of the Dog, Pub 1970, Madison Square Press, English translation, New York, Chapter 3, page 53. By the time of the French Revolution, 76 different types of hounds were described in France alone, each belonging to a particular area or estate. Based on this, the sport of coursing in Australia developed quite differently. At first a wallaby was used as the lure. Then hare, rabbits and foxes were introduced into our virgin countryside purely for use in this sport. The sighthound 1570 AD. In 1570, Dr. Johannes Caius called the sighthound that pursues prey by gazehounds in his classification that was written in Latin and translated into English by a Fleming in 1576. The gazehound, this kind of dog, pursues by eye, but not by using the nose to smell, excels using only its excellent sight. It hunts fox and hare by separating these from amongst a great flock or herd. It follows by eyesight when this is clear, constant, and not uncertain. If a fox or hare has been wounded, or if it returns to intermingle with the flock or herd, this dog finds it, leaving the rest of the cattle untouched. After he has seen it, he separates it from the flock or herd and never ceases until he has wearied the fox or hare to death. Our countrymen call this dog a gazehound because his gaze or the beams of his sight are so steadfastly settled and immovably fastened. These dogs usually occupy the northern parts of England more than the southern parts, and open fields rather than bushy and woody places. Horsemen use them more than hunters on foot, because they might provoke their horses to a swift gallop wherewith they are more delighted than with the prey itself, and that they might accustom their horse to leap over hedges and ditches, without stop or stumble, without harm or hazard, without doubt or danger, and so escape with safeguard of life. But if the riders feel they may harm themselves or their horses by swift pursuit being made upon the prey, they may prevent such perilous tempest by calling off the chase, or else by swift pursuit might overtake the dog and the prey and slaughter the prey themselves. If at any time the dog goes the wrong way, the master makes some sign or token to the dog which returns to the master. Then the chase begins again, and with a clear voice and a swift foot the dog follows the game with as much courage and nimbleness as he did at the beginning. From these ancient breeds, dozens of modern dog breeds, both sight and scent hounds, have been developed, resulting in today's 32 AKC recognized hound dog breeds. The American Kennel Club was founded in 1884 by a group of dedicated dog sportsmen who wanted to create a premier dog club for the celebration and delegation of specific dog breeds. Hound dog breeds became part of the AKC in 1885, with the acceptance of the Basset Hound, Beagle, and the Bloodhound. The Dachshund and Greyhound breeds were also accepted in 1885. Despite their long history, Afghan hounds weren't recognized by the AKC until 1926. Today, the group continues to expand. The most recent addition to the hound group is the Sloughie, a mid-size hound bred to chase foxes, jackals, and wild pigs. Popular hound breeds of dog by far, Beagles are the most popular dog in the hound group. These small, usually tricolored hunting experts are loved for their friendly and gentle nature, as much as their hunting expertise, making them a popular choice for both avid hunters and families. Afghan hound. It's hard to beat the Afghan hound in terms of pedigree. Dogs resembling the modern Afghan have been traced back through thousands of years of Middle Eastern history. Native to Afghanistan and blessed with keen, panoramic vision. Afghans are athletic hunters who rely on their super-strong sense of sight to visually stalk prey over large distances. Sure, they may look a bit like Cher circa 1968, but underneath those famously long locks lies the tall, slender body of a distance runner. Greyhounds. These popular racing dogs also make wonderful family pets due to their calm and gentle personalities. Greyhounds are some of the fastest dogs in existence, reaching speeds up to 45 miles per hour during their races. Italian Greyhound. A true greyhound in miniature, the elegant Italian Greyhound is an alert, playful, and highly affectionate toy companion. Italian Greyhounds make decorative couch dogs, but at heart they are flash-and-dash coursing hounds with an instinct for pursuit. Italian Greyhounds are greyhounds in miniature, more slender, but a greyhound's equal in grace and elegance. Standing ideally 13 to 15 inches at the shoulder, they present the sleek, curving lines common to all coursing hounds. Distinguishing features are the long, fine-boned legs. Dachshunds. These tiny hounds come in short-haired, wire-haired, and long-haired varieties and are beloved by many for their short and long bodies. Dachshunds are experts at digging and share many personality traits with the popular terrier breeds. Coonhounds. There are several breeds of coonhounds, including the black and tan coonhound, red-bone coonhound, and the blue-tick coonhound. These dogs are known for their baying howl and stubbornness, but also their mellow nature when not on the hunt. Basset hounds. These adorable pups are known for their short legs and long, pendant-like ears, but they're also formidable scent hunters and gun dogs with a strong nose and a hard-working personality. Bloodhound. It's rare for any creature to be able to claim to do something better than anyone else in the world, but here we are. The noble bloodhound's sense of smell is second to none. Long prized by law enforcement agencies around the globe for their unparalleled tracking abilities, once a bloodhound locks onto a scent, their target is as good as found. Irish Wolfhound. One of the tallest breeds recognized by the AKC, Irish Wolfhounds are gentle giants in the dog world. And we really do mean giant. These pups are the size of a small pony, commonly found in excess of 30 inches tall. As their name suggests, these massively powerful dogs were originally bred to track and hunt wolves. In more modern times, however, the breed has been cultivated to have a sweet, easygoing disposition that makes them surprise favorites among people with children. German short-haired pointer. It's already a popular breed. Adoptions of these cunning and beautiful dogs shot up after a pointer named CJ won the Westminster Dog Show in 2016. Pointers are versatile hunters, skilled in everything from bird hunting to trailing large game animals such as deer. Basenji joining the Afghan as one of the oldest hound breeds, the Basenji was prized in its native Africa as a versatile, adept hunter. The hunting instinct remains strong in the breed even today, making a fenced yard a must. For pet parents who have active lifestyles and want a running companion or a partner to engage in agility or flyball competitions, there are few dogs that can match the Basenji's motor and stamina. Scottish Deerhound. Closely related to the Irish Wolfhound, the Scottish Deerhound is another very tall, incredibly powerful breed. Sighthounds that were originally used for stalking 400-pound red deer across the Rocky Highlands, the Deerhound is capable of running for extended periods of time at nearly greyhound speeds. Saluki. Another ancient breed, the Saluki is the oldest known domesticated dog on record. Dogs resembling Salukis can be seen in artwork dating back 4,000 years, and they've been known as the royal dog of Egypt. A relatively rare breed, Salukis come with their own unique challenges to ownership. Salukis are some of the fastest dogs in the world and are also blessed with incredible stamina, meaning that any potential Saluki owners should have plenty of room for them to roam, or several outlets for them to work off those prodigious reserves of energy. Whippet. An excellent choice for urban dwellers. Whippets are small, slender dogs who rarely bark and require surprisingly little exercise, outside of a few rambunctious games of fetch per week. Bearing a strong resemblance to small greyhounds, the Whippet is every bit as fast as you'd think, which has made them champion flyball and lure course competitors. Are you thinking about adopting a hound breed? Find out which breed is right for you by following the steps in our complete guide to choosing a puppy breed. Make sure your hound puppy stays healthy and happy. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Goodbye and see you in next video.